Hi everybody, it's me, Carrie, your Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here live on Saturday for our Saturday Sip from Farmington Hills, Michigan. And I am setting up like I always do so I can see any comments from those of you who are watching. I see somebody popped on. Hello. Thanks for sending out the like. I appreciate it. Okay, so today I had this plan for this easy peasy card. It's still going to be an easy peasy card, just so you know. But I was going to replicate this card. As you can see, it's really simple, and my daughter asked me what I was going to do today. And I showed it to her, and she said, Mom, it needs something. And I said, well, I left it blank so that you could have it in your stash, and then you could stamp it with happy birthday, thanks, feel better, whatever. That, I think, is still a good idea, to have some ready-made cards in your stash, and then just some generic stamps that you can quickly stamp the card for what you need. Because, you know, we make a bunch of like birthday cards or whatever cards, and then when we go to need something unusual like get well or sympathy or whatever, and we find we don't have any. So if you have a card that's simple like this, then you can add those things in. But it got me thinking, this is super simple. So I'm going to show you same card, only slightly different. And it will have a sentiment and some bling. Okay, so let me show you what I'm using today. I am using Pearched in a Tree. I'm using the bundle that includes these awesome dies. You guys have seen these dies from remember this one from the Christmas card, and then it's got these awesome leaves. This is the big one here that I used on this one right there. Okay, and I love how it stamps in the details, and the little one does that too. So I'm using the little one this time. So that is that bundle, and I'm using the No Matter the Season, I'm Here From You, that stamp, and some Old Olive ink. Actually, I am pretty sure that's what this is. No, I can't remember. How funny is that? Let me go double check that that's what I used here, because sometimes I forget what I've grabbed. Yep, I'm wrong. It's not Old Olive, so we'll grab this one away, and I will grab my Pear Pizzazz ink. Here we go. Pear Pizzazz. And I'm still going to use my Old Olive blend because of the color I want it to come out. I'm going to be using the basic pearls. Okay. So the other thing that I've used, which I've pre-done, is I've cut out a couple of squares from the Stylish Shapes dies, which I love. You know, I love my shape dies. So here's the two that I cut out with the Stylish Shapes. This one is in the copper, and the leaves are in copper. And then I've got one in basic white. And then I cut a piece of Pear Pizzazz, and it is 2 1/8 inch square. And they're going to go together. And that is the exact same size that I used here. Okay, it's exactly the same. Difference is using a different leaf. And I am using the ribbon, and the ribbon comes out of this Old Olive and Sahara Sand Twill Ribbon Combo Pack. Okay, so that's in here. So you can see that it is a little bit darker than the Pear Pizzazz, and that's where my confusion came in, because I knew this was Old Olive ribbon. But the cardstock is actually Pear Pizzazz, so we're going to go with that. And then I've got two pieces of basic white that are 4 by 5 1/4. This is one for the front, one for the inside, right? Okay, and then I have my leaf die, which I used with my awesome mini cut and emboss machine. Love this little machine. I saw somebody do this on their videos, and I thought that's so smart, because that's there, then if you guys need it, you can see it. So I've done that on a couple of my machines, so you guys would have them. Now I do have a few of these pre-cut, but I am going to use the plates. Look how loved. I love my plates. They get well loved. And a scrap of the copper. And then I'm just going to fit this small leaf on here. Let me hold that up. See, it fits. This is why I never throw anything out, because you never know when you're going to need this. I mean, this is a weird piece, right? But it works. So save. Because, you know, we spend decent money on our stuff. And even though I get it at a really good discount, minimum 20%, but I'm at the point where I always get at least 25% plus other commissionable things. But then you just crank it through. And you see how I did them uneven? That's like extremely uneven. But I always do my plates a little uneven, one way or the other. It doesn't matter. You can put them through this way or that way. I always stick them out farther. It helps it to run through a little easier. It doesn't jam it up. If they're all like just like this, sometimes the machine goes, this is too much for me. So that's true of almost all machines. So now I have this awesome leaf, and I've actually cut out two, so this is a third one. So, and here's the little dies. I'm going to put this away so it's out of my way here. And if I don't put this back, I will lose it. And then I'll be like, cool leaf, where does it go? Also, just a tip, if you guys have this size dies, they very often, unless it's got two set, like the dies fit on both sides of this, you can generally fit the dies inside. Oh, can you guys hear that? First Saturday of the month, we always have an alarm test. So don't let it scare you. We are fine. So one of the other things I'm going to do is, I did one up here, but let me zoom in on my pearls for you. Okay. So I am going to take, you guys have seen me do this before, the brush tip of my Stampin' Blends, and I'm just going to color a few of these. It sounds like someone is calling me. Yep, sorry husband, can't answer. So I will continue. All right, so now I've got those colored, so I'm going to use those three later. Move some things out of my way. All right, card base, 8.5, 5 and 8.5, 5.5. Fold it. That thing is really loud, right? I don't know if you guys can hear it, but it's very loud. We do have some strong weather today, but it is the first Saturday of the month, so I'm fairly certain it's not a weather warning. But that could be why my husband was calling me. But I'm in the basement, so if it is, I'm safe. And it is going kind of a long time, but... All right, so if I get cut off or things start flying around, you'll know that that wasn't just the warning or the test, that there is something going on here. So, all right, so now I have this one for the front, and this is how I did my original card, and I'm going to be similar to that. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to adhere the white square to the pear pizzazz square. Yeah, that is running a long time for a test. I wonder what's going on. And the fact that my husband called. Don't be nervous, Carrie. Don't panic. It's all okay. I'm looking for... Now, because this is foil, I am going to use my tear and tape. I'll let you guys know if this alarm means something once I'm done with this video. Yeah, something's up. That is running way too long. I'm waiting for my son to come down here and say, Mom, why is that running so long? Oh, there it goes. It's stopping. Okay. All right. Panic has subsided. It probably runs that long all the time, and I've just never noticed because I don't have my husband calling at the same time. But I used the tear-in tape because I wanted it to be sure it stuck really good. And this is shiny and very smooth, so I wanted something extra strong. And this just barely fits in here. And of course, I don't have my wiggle time. And I have to be careful because it is not perfect. And here we go. I'm still zoomed in. All right, so I'm going to zoom out again. So now you guys have seen me do the pearls, and you've seen me do this, and then I've got 3 leaves now, and some ribbon, and I tied a bow. All right, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take this piece of basic white, and I always have to feel for like cut lines. I can almost always feel them. And I'm going to stamp in Pear Pizzazz this sentiment, no matter the season, I'm here for you. So this could be a, you know, so many reasons. I mean, it's a good card to send a friend who's maybe going through something. Oh, I don't like that. No, didn't come out. Good, very good. Good, very good. Okay. Let me stamp this a little bit better. I can't see. Oh, so much better. Okay. So I've got that taken care of. And now I'm going to put the ribbon on, like you guys have seen me do a zillion million times. I like to use a stronger tape to hold the section of the ribbon. And then I can turn it over. And I know I've got a bow, so I want it up high enough that the bow's not going to be a problem. And there we go. So I've got that on there. And now that's sticky, so I want to hurry up and put it on the front of the card really quickly so that it doesn't stick to my table. Okay. And you know, I like the liquid glue because of the time it gives me to move stuff around, but I do have some of the stronger tape on there for the ribbon, so it may not. Oh good, it is still moving for me. There we go. Hold that for a second. And now I want this to lift up, but I don't want to use liquid glue, and I don't want to use my my seal. So what I'm going to do is I am going to grab a glue dot, and I don't see my, oh gosh, I don't know where my take your pick tool is. So on the end of my snip, I'm going to pull up one of these glue dots and lift that up and just set it right under the ribbon. There we go. Now it'll hold that ribbon down a little bit, even though I'm going to put the bow on it. So I pre-made the bow, and you guys know I like to take tear-in tape and put it on the back. Keeps the bow on the project, but it also, the tape is actually from here to here. These are like tails. It keeps the bow from untying also. And the reason I said I have tails is I take the tape, and I've shown this to you guys before, but I take the tape and I bend it back on itself. And then I pull away that piece of transfer. And with ribbon, it's sometimes hard to get this tape off. So with that little transfer, it comes off really easy. So now I have my bow for right there in the center. And then I'm going to put, this time, I am going to put 2 leaves on here, because I thought 2 leaves go well with this sentiment. No matter the season, I'm here for you. So it can be like me and them, right? So I think that this will be okay with some glue on the back. So I'm going to do that. My glue is still getting a little bit of, can you see that? It's still getting a little bit of color because I don't know if you were watching, but one time I accidentally stuck my marker inside my cap. And even though I've cleaned it, it's still in there. But it works, so I'm not worried about it. So there we go. Now I've got the 2 leaves, and I'm going to pop that up with some dimensionals. And let me grab those. I'm going to just put 4 on the back here. And then peel these off. And put that right there. And I think that looks pretty good, but I am going to add those colored pearls. Now this 3rd leaf, I decided to put on the inside. So I am just going to stick a leaf down there because it looks pretty, right? So there you go for your inside. Now, almost done. I have these pretty pearls that I have colored to match my cardstock. And I am just going to put them on my card. There you go. So there are my 2 cards for you guys today. Super simple. Leave a space. You can leave the space on this one also. So if you don't stamp on it, you've got like a pre-made card that you can send. I mean, this could be a wedding card, right? Because it's got the 2 leaves. So, so that's some ideas for you to have some cards ready to go, and then your sentiment sets handy. Okay, so I'm going to zoom in just a little bit so you guys can get a little bit better view. Let me scoot that down. My lighting seems dark to me again today, but it's hard to know. Okay, so just in case you did not know who I am Carrie Beglow, and this is my Stampin' Up! Website, MemoryINKers.com. If you are going to shop, please use my hostess code SVHBXVNE. If you have any questions or you're looking to sign up for my in-person classes, thanks, Pamela. You can email me at MemoryINKers@gmail.com. Don't forget, I do have the volume kits still available. I have a few of those left, so email me that. And again, I appreciate you being here and listening to my siren and a phone call from my husband. So have a blessed and wonderful weekend. Thank you, Chris. Have a good one, you guys. We'll see you soon. Bye.